Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Design with Ruzbe. Continuing with CSWA practice problems, today we'll work on question 7.1. Let's take a look at this question. So in this question, unit of measurement is millimeter gram second. Like always, we need to ensure we are using the same unit of measurement in SolidWorks setting. Now looking at this question, we have the top view, we have the front view, and we have section AA. My preference is to focus on a front view. Because this geometry is symmetric around the axis, I'm going to use revolve bus command. So what I can do, I can make a 2D sketch of half of this geometry and then use revolve bus command to make a solid model. Then as a last step, I will focus on making these features on the top section of the geometry. So with this introduction, let's jump into SolidWorks and start modeling this part. In SolidWorks, first we need to check unit of measurement, and you can see that we have millimeter gram second, which is a correct unit of measurement. Now click on a sketch and choose front plane. Because we want to use revolve bus command, I click on center line and I make a center line here. Now here, click on line command and let's start from this top section. I click on this point, I go to right, I go up, then going right, then going down. Now here, we need an arc shape. So I click on arc command, and looking at the front view, you can clearly see that the center point of the arc should be in line with this point. So I put it right here in line with the point. I'm going to have this arc shape. Then change the command to line command, start from this point and go to right. Now here I want to have a tangent arc, so I move my cursor out, move it back, and now I have arc shape. Then I go to left. Here I need another arc, so I click on arc command and I'm going to make arc shape like this. I need another arc here, so click on arc command again, make arc shape like this, and then click on line command, start from this point, go to right. We need to change to tangent arc, so move your cursor out, move it back. I have the arc shape, and then going back to origin of the geometry, and then going back to the starting point. So this is a rough 2D sketch that I need for this geometry. Now let's add some basic relations. Here we have a line and here we have the arc. So what I can do, I need to add tangency. Click on the point, click on this line, and then choose tangent. Same for these two arcs. You can see that we have this arc and this arc. Click on this line, hold Control, click on this line, and choose tangent. Also, if you look at the front view, you can see that this line should be in line with the center point of this arc. So what I can do, I can click on the line, hold Control, click on the center point of the arc, and choose coincident. Okay, so now we have some relations added to this geometry. Now let's add some dimensions, and I want to start with the largest dimension, which is the overall height of the geometry. According to the front view, the overall height of the geometry should be 46 millimeters. So from top to bottom is 46 millimeters. Distance from center point of this arc to the mirrored point on the other side should be 28 millimeters. Distance from this point to the mirrored side should be 21 millimeters. Distance between this arc and mirrored arc should be 26 millimeters. So what I can do, I can hold shift, click on the arc, click on the center line, and then this dimension should be 26 millimeters. According to the front view, distance between this point and mirror point should be 16 millimeters. And finally, distance between this side and the mirrored side should be 22 millimeters. So basically here, I added every single dimension that I saw on the front view. Now, let's focus on the dimensions that we have on section AA. For section AA, starting from the bottom, you can see that the radius of this arc should be 1.5 millimeter. Radius of this arc should be 15 millimeter. Radius of the second arc should be also 15 millimeter. Radius of this arc should be 6 millimeter. Also, looking at section AA, you can clearly see that the center point of this arc should be below this line. So what I can do, I can grab this center point and simply drag it down. And now, according to section AA, the distance between this line and center point of this arc should be 2 millimeters. Distance from top to this line should be 8 millimeters. Distance between this point and mirror point should be 12 millimeters. the angle between this line and vertical line should be 10 degrees. And that's pretty much it. So basically here, I added every single dimension that I saw on section AA. And as you can see, even though I added all relations and dimensions, the geometry is not fully defined. This part of the geometry still needs to be defined. And unfortunately, this is one of those cases that we need to make some assumption, some reasonable assumption to be able to continue solving this question. So let's see what we can do here. Focusing on the relations, if you look at the front view or section AA, you can see that it seems like the center point of the arc, this center point should be in line with this line. If you look at section AA or front view, you can see this. So let's add this relation first. So my assumption is that this point should be in line with this line. So what I can do, I can add coincident relation here. And as you can see, adding this relation define this arc for me. But we are still missing some information related to this curve. Now for this curve, there are two assumptions that we can make. One assumption could be assuming that this point is in line with this point. So we have some sort of vertical relation. That's one assumption I can make. The other assumption, which seems to be more reasonable, is that the size of this arc is same as the size of this arc. Because we have a kind of symmetric geometry, I'm thinking maybe this assumption makes more sense. So let's assume that the radius of this arc is same as the radius of this arc, which is 1.5 millimeter. So I start adding dimension to this arc, and for the radius, I'm going to assume this radius is 1.5 millimeter. And now you can see, by applying this assumption, our geometry is fully defined. So again, I want to highlight this. The geometry originally was not fully defined. So if you're working on this question and have difficulty solving it, don't worry about it. That's not a problem with your model. This is a problem with the definition of the question. Now, by adding two assumptions, I was able to make this geometry fully defined. So let's continue, and at the end we can check the final answer and see if these assumptions are correct or not. So now we have a fully defined geometry. I click on feature, I click on revolve bus, and here SolidWorks automatically detected the contour and axis of rotation. So now click on OK, and that's it. So that's the base of our geometry. Now for the next step, I want to focus on making a cutout on top section of the geometry. So let's click on a sketch, and let's choose front plane. Here, because I need to have a symmetric cutout, I click on center line, and I'm going to make a symmetry line. Now click on line command, and let's make a geometry here. Of course, I want this to be symmetric, so I click on this line, I click on center line and this line, and I choose symmetric. According to detail B, distance between this point and this point should be 5 millimeter. Depth of the cutout should be 4 millimeter. And the angle between these two lines should be 24 degrees. And now we have a fully defined geometry. So we are ready to make a cutout. Click on feature, click on extrude cut. And then here, I can change this setting to through all both. So in one command, I'm gonna make two cutouts at the same time. Click on OK, and that's it. So now I have two cutouts made. Of course, in order to make the other cutouts, I can repeat this process, or the simpler approach is to use circular pattern. In order to use circular pattern, you can click on feature, click on linear pattern drop-down menu and choose circular pattern. Here, you need to select the reference circle. So click on the box and choose whatever circle you want. I can probably choose this one. Now, what we need 3 copies of this feature. So basically we have 2 cutouts. We need 4 more. So by repeating this process 2 more times, we can get to 6 cutout total. Okay. So I have 360 degree, that's good. 3 copies, that's good. for the feature or face, click on a box, and now we have to select what command we want to copy. So click on the drop down menu, and of course we want to use cut extrude, which was the previous command. Click on it, and now you can see the preview. So by using this command, we are able to add 4 more cutouts. Click on OK, and that's it. So that's the final geometry. So basically, we use revolve boss command to make the base of the geometry. We made 1 cutout, and then we made a copy of 1 cutout by using circular pattern. Now it's time to check the volume and make sure that our assumption is correct and also the model is correct. So let's go back to the question and check the final answer. In the question, you can see the volume here. The total volume is 17,327 cubic millimeters. Let's go back to SolidWorks and check the volume for our model. In SolidWorks, in order to check the volume, you can click on Evaluate and then Mass Properties. And here you can see the total volume. The total volume is 17,326.5 cubic millimeters. If you round up this number, you're going to get exactly the same answer as shown in the question, which is showing our model is correct and there's no problem with it. Okay, that's it. That's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just remember, this question was not fully defined, but by making 2 important assumptions, we were able to make a fully defined geometry, and eventually we found the correct answer. So I hope this is clear for you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions or comment about this video, please leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Ruzbe. Hope to see you again soon in the next videos.